too stressed for the one piece. Don't care if you Superman, still never see me. I've been a cheap, need a TP. Ass fat on my palm, I'm calling a Kiki. Shine bright, feeling like Riri. Just some hits like some semen, I upload and release. Turn the city up like Chief Keef. Then get out my hood, no Rico won't beat me.
So a lot of people don't realize that these wildfires and the fog and the drones and all the things that are corresponding and happening right now was all planned out. And if y'all remembered a couple years ago, they had already started the process to initiate everybody into the New World Order. And this is basically a system where everything is built off of AI, and you have an AI god, which is run by a higher god. And the reason they do this is because this is the last straw, or the last chance that they have to even try to put us in that type of system. When you're talking about these people, these figures, so to speak, the ones that we call, they. And so if I'm being very blunt, honest with y'all, the fog, remembering the drones, the things with the drones, how everybody was so worried about the plasma ships and stuff like that. The drones and the plasma ships are two different things. The plasma ships are aliens, but that's still all distractions, because the drones themselves were used as what you call agents to spray chemicals in the air, or to spray what we call the sulfuric acid and these different chemicals in the air. And they also was used when they have lasers on them to be able to help start these wildfires, right? Why would they want to start these wildfires? Why would they want to start these, start to implement this? Is because they need to restart or reset. And the reason they're resetting, because we're in the year of 2025, or the year of the 9. So these governmental systems that know that they can't stop us from coming and taking over the planet, because this is the rise of the sun cycles, and the moon cycles are going below. So basically, as we embody the sun, and the more we step into the soul and use our soul and use our power more often, and we get in tune and alignment with the Most High, with the magnetosphere, and with the Mother, then we start to reset the planet and shift it in consciousness. And they want to cause what you call an unnatural reset. So you have a natural reset, which is done by the Most High. Then you have the unnatural reset, and they want the unnatural reset, which is by them pulling this last chance thing. So like I said, then they start, after they did the things with the wildfires. Remember, they had the fog they put in the air too, but that was first. The fog was first, then the wildfires, because they needed to be able to spread this sulfuric acid and these other chemicals out in the air, because they're doing biochemical or biological or biochemical warfare. And they're doing warfare, and this is why everybody is randomly getting sick. This is why everybody is feeling like they got colds and stuff. This is why, even though you have California catching on fire, but then on the other half of the globe, other half of the United States, it's ice cold and people are freezing, and people are wondering, where did this snowstorm come from?
We're in the dense fog advisory again. Now, this should persist until about midnight, and then we'll actually see some improvement. We're not going to feel improvement around here. We have some much colder air coming our way, but let's get back to the fog, since we'll be dealing with it tonight.
It literally came out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't even snowing that bad. So you start to put the pieces together, and then you start to put the pieces together. Okay, when they went and had these fires in these two places, I'm gonna show you all the map in a second. They had these fires that was going on simultaneously. You understand that not only do we know that fire was not caused naturally, by the way, but not only that, but the fires were around the the museum, the Gettysburg Museum. It was around, a lot of famous and rich and famous people's houses around their properties, because around those properties are the underground tunnels that are in LA. And the reason they do this is because LA is going under judgment for how much spell work, how much sexuality, them flipping, perverting sexuality, them perverting the media, perverting everything that we do as humans, as beings. And you're talking about the root chakra of the earth being cleansed, and the root chakra is near California and Las Vegas, in this area. And this is why they camp there. They put themselves there because they try to feed off of that energy that pervades out of that space. So when you're talking about especially what is it? Especially coming into where we at now with this whole Donald Trump thing, and we're talking about Donald Trump and Elon, we understand that Donald Trump has to be the chaos.
To Gulf of America. They putting it right in your face. This is what it's about. Globalization is all about the New World Order system. They're trying to complete certain things before the year of 2030. That's why you got to understand that 2025 is the year of completion, the completion of the corporate system that was controlled by the three city states, the Vatican, City of London, and Washington, D.C. Since those three energies are basically eradicated because it's connected to the Piscean age of darkness of Aries and Taurus that was connected to the lunar cycle, now we're in the sun cycle, and they're trying to combat the energy of light cold lockdown with technological radiation that's coming from the old energy of the Piscean age of darkness. So like I said, you can't bring lunar energy into a sun cycle.
Or it has to be the one that brings this change, and Elon has to be the being that's going to be the Antichrist or the fake savior, or the one that is not the real savior that is coming to save us with AI technology.
Is that something you would have believed in the realm of possibility, say, 5 years ago?
So what's been reported in the media is simply not true. So
okay.
I'm not donating $45 million a month to Trump. And now what I have done is I have created a PAC or super PAC, whatever you want to call it, which I simply call it the America PAC. And
you want to tell everybody who's listening what a PAC is, because people
it's a political action committee.
Yeah.
It's an organization. It's a legal entity that can receive funding. That funding can then be used to help with political campaigns.
And I actually think humanoid robots will be the biggest product ever in history by far.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just wild because you can just say, well, every human is going to want one, most likely, and some will want two, and then there'll be all of industry in terms of providing products and services. So that you have to say, what's the ratio of humanoid robots to humans? My guess is it's at least 3 to 1, 4 to 1, maybe 5 to 1. So we're talking about 20, 30 billion humanoid robots.
Understanding that the people that don't embody the AI technology, that step into their sun power, meaning this is natural nature, this is given to you by the Most High, natural nature that forms down into being, versus unnatural nature, which is dealt by robots, Neuralink, and syncing up the consciousness to the mind. I mean, syncing up the consciousness in the brain scans and brain waves to be able to hook things up to computers and robots and different things, like, so they understand the power of consciousness, the power of energy, and how energy works, and the understanding that the only way they can trap you in this vessel or trap you in a certain place is by putting you in a robotic state of being. And that is the only way you can get trapped less than 4 or 5D. And so they do this because they're losing the planet. This is why you think Elon wants to go to Mars.
What do you think you're doing with the Mars venture?
Well, the Mars venture, I think, is part of the expansion of consciousness beyond Earth. So, I mean, I want to be clear that I don't think we should apply some vast amount of resources to Mars. I'm talking about less than 1% of our economic output should go to making life multiplanetary. But it is a natural extension of expanding the scope and scale of consciousness. So I think we want to do everything we can to make sure that Earth is going to be great for a long time, as long as possible, but also allocate a small amount of resources, like I said, less than 1% of our economy, to extending life beyond Earth.
You feel me? This is why he always laughs at things. Ha ha ha. You feel me? Because he wants you to understand that, yo, we have no choice but to move forward with this AI, or we got to get up off the planet. Because the people that really belong here, they don't have to do anything or go anywhere. But are we going to tell them that? No. But do they know the history? Yes. The ones that really know. And that's the thing. A lot of people think that just because they are playing these roles that they don't know that other people know. Other people, there are plenty of beings that know the reality of which we live in and where we deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? And what's really going on in terms of this, what we call a light lock grid, or how the Most High puts a grid over us naturally to be able to learn ourselves, to be able to grow spiritually. Then you have the grid that they created, which is going to be a mimicry, which is based off of, the moon, Saturn moon matrix, which is going to be a mimicry of the larger sphere of consciousness. And they want to keep you trapped in this moon matrix. And now how they're doing it now is, if we can't keep y'all trapped in with just the moon, then we will use chemical warfare. We will use biological warfare and use nanoparticles to be able to try to enter your bloodstream and do it that way and try to keep you toned down through these through these means of this, instead of trying to do it through the consciousness. Oh, they're waking up regardless. So we can't block them. We can't shield it from them more. So let's try to just throw out these chemicals, throw out these things that block the sun rays, that block radiation from coming into the atmosphere.
1991, Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines erupted, becoming the second largest volcanic eruption of the 20th century. Its ash plume shot up past the atmosphere and into the stratosphere, dispersing a layer of aerosol particles around the whole world. Those particles formed a sort of solar umbrella that reflected sunlight away from the Earth and caused global temperatures to drop by about 0.5 degrees Celsius for almost 2 years. It's not the first massive volcanic eruption to cool global temperatures. El Chichon volcano lowered temperatures by a similar amount in 1982, as did other major eruptions over the past century. Today, scientists have been exploring whether we could replicate this phenomenon to fight global warming, using a technology called solar geoengineering. Supporters say there's one thing scientists all agree on. Solar geoengineering could cool down the planet. Reflecting sunlight away from the Earth stops heat from getting trapped in our atmosphere. We could do that by injecting aerosols into the stratosphere, like volcanoes can do. That's the most commonly researched approach. Some scientists are also looking into brightening marine clouds so they're better at reflecting the sun, and other potential.
So this is what is being done on a constant basis. And this is the whole ploy of them trying to get you to be scared or be nervous of something outside of yourself, and not know the power that is held within the sun. And then once you realize that you can embody the solar power, or what we call this radiation, and it's a higher form of radiation than the moon, or a higher form of radiation than the gas giants or the gas planets. Because remember, there was also a 4 planetary alignment with the gas giants. And these gas planets are what is giving off certain gamma rays and other energy to be able to, basically lock us into a certain state of existence. But remember, the sun is where all of the rest of these planets and everything come from. So the sun holds the most power, and to be able to break free of any disease, sickness, or anything they send out into the air, you have to be able to embody the sun. So you need the vitamins that come from the sun, meaning you would need this vitamin, was it D or C? I'm sorry, I don't know the right one. And you would need, all of your vital nutrients in terms of, grounding and doing different things that are going to ultimately keep you balanced in this time period where everything is so chaotic, where we have 2 resets going on, one natural and one unnatural. And which timeline will you follow as a being? Because now we are really at the state where they are making one last push to try to make the unnatural be something that be our reality. But we don't have to accept that. We never had to. And this is why we're even dealing with Donald Trump right now, because he's just a catalyst for a higher power. Say what you want. Say he's the devil. He's this, and this. MAGA is the son, is a son of Satan. All those things, right? But at the end of the day, remember, everything is already in alignment, and we were already going to be free, because it's our time in the cycles of time. Y'all remember that. So, and obviously, like I said, your own frequency helps radiate and determine what the frequency of the planet is going to be. So this is ultimately what you're going to do, is you're going to embody that solar frequency. You're going to embody these higher cycles, these higher energies of Christ consciousness, and to be able to get past all of the foolishness. You split the way. Appreciate y'all. It's Bam Mo, and I know y'all hear that little congestion, but I'm getting over it, and it's coming through clear. Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe.
Destined, no, I was born to win. Protector got iron, but this ain't no gym. Ocean got sharks, you ain't ready to swim. I shine, you and your jewelry look dim. Not Christian, she had me ready to sin. Pit stop, fill them up, ties we spin. New bucks, Cartier pay for the lens. Meditate, I breathe, I keep myself zen. 2 straps